Hi everybody, it's RPG Grandma, and it's Monday, huh? I was going to do this, but it's Monday. I'm all Twitter pated. It's busy. So more on aliens, because I said I was going to work through the aliens in here, and so let's do it. Let's have a look here. I got some. So we did the Metrons, and we did the uh, Loi, Loi, Loi. But let's talk about the Arendians. Arendians. The Arindians, maybe? Arindians? I think I'd say Arindians. That's what I'm going with. Okay, so the Arindians were threatened with extinction when their world faced imminent destruction from a supernova. Several of them calculated that a large nearby comet would be thrown clear of the system. To save their society, the Arindians colonized this comet. When the star exploded, the comet was catapulted deep into space. That was 20 million years ago. So these guys are ancient. This is an ancient civilization. So the question then becomes, when a star supernovas, what part of their culture would, like, could space archaeologists 20 million years into the future find them, kind of thing? Just a thought. Just a thought out there. The Arindians could not live normally on the comet. It produced harmful radiation and had such low gravity that they became disorientated. So, first clue, normal Arindians may not bear any resemblance to modern Arindians. In other words, their ancient ancestors no longer look like them. 20 million years, that's a lot of evolutionary time just in the normal evolutionary mode, right? So they cut a complex of caverns into the nucleus to shield their bodies. They went underground in this comet. Equipment, space capsules, and computer libraries, and went into hibernation. Okay, they're hibernating. So maybe they didn't change. Any automated life support system would awaken them, and an automated life support system would awaken them. When they came within a life zone of a warm yellow main sequence star, a star like our own, aka Earth, or it could be any star. So in 10,000 BC, the comet entered our solar system. As it passed the Earth, key Arindians awakened to observe our world carefully. Although the planet was perfect for colonization, the Arindians needed host bodies to function. Since possessing a human body caused it to deteriorate rapidly, even millions of human beings were too few to support hundreds of thousands of Arindians in hibernation for any length of time needed to rebuild a civilized society. All right. So the question is, how did they function on their homeworld? Just putting that out there. How did they develop all this technology? Just putting it out there. Like, what makes the comet or their homeworld that was destroyed so different that they have to body snatch? Assuming that they haven't been changed by the millions of years in hibernation. All right. So, to remedy this situation, several hundred Arindians were sent down to live among the human tribes and teach them the skills of farming and civilization. When the Arendarolan comet returned in 12,000 years, the rest of the aliens could take human host bodies and feed on the millions of humans around them. Another pleasant species. You know, I think there was a sci-fi show I was watching once, or maybe a couple of them where one of the characters says to the other character, right? You know, why is it everybody we meet wants to kill us? Oh no, finally we meet somebody who doesn't want to kill us. Oh, here we are. Turns out they want to kill us. Yeah. The Iranians did not know of the Loai presence on the planet. As the tribes gave up their hunter-gatherer existence to settle down on farms and in villages, the Loai tried to understand why. The passage of the Arid-Roland comet had, however, added some greenhouse gases to the Earth's atmosphere, causing the planet to warm up. Before the Loai discovered the cause of the agricultural revolution, the Ice Age had come to an end. Sea levels rose, coasts flooded, and Atlantis was swamped. The Loai scattered across the Earth, and the Iranian pioneers began living parasitically within the new communities. Fun fact, climate change on planet Earth, we technically are not out of an ice age. I know, fun fact, we're actually in a slight warming period. The planet, to actually thoroughly leave the ice age, has to get way hotter, and has been way hotter before and supported life. That is, of course, inconvenient for our species on a variety of levels, including political. But if you look at the temperatures of the planet, the ice sheets, all that stuff, they know a lot. They actually know a lot. We are in a warming period and have been for a long time, and we've gone back and forth between getting a little bit warmer, a little bit colder, a little bit warmer, a little bit colder. Don't write to me about being a climate change denier. I'm actually explaining you climate change. And technically, we never fully left an ice age. But it's pleasant, so, this is a good zone for us right now. We don't really want it hotter. That would be kind of bad for most of the countries around the world for a variety of reasons. So, just saying. Fun fact. We're just sort of in this zone right now of not too hot, not too cold. All right. So, however, the Loai soon learned the presence of these alien creatures. So they probably tried to take over a Loai or something. They built pyramids, powerful electromagnetic generators to trap the immortal Iranians. Now you know why the pyramids exist. The Loai banished the Iranians to these prisons across the globe. The Sumerians, Egyptians, Aztec, and Mayans all built pyramids, later forgetting their original uses. There's actually a step thing on the Canary Islands, even for those of you. And there's pyramids in North America. They're earth pyramids. They're not. Yeah. There's a huge one. We have a highway going over it. People just think they're looking at hills and fields. No, those are all earthen pyramids. They're driving through an ancient city and they have no clue. Let's see. In the legends, the Iranians were pretenders to the thrones of the gods and tried to teach man how to fend for himself. In Greece, they were Prometheus and the Titans. In Egypt, Apep and his demons. Inevitably, some Iranians escaped from the prison, moving from body to body. They usually remain hidden, though their presence sometimes came in light or to light. Stories about these soul demons that live inside host bodies and feed on human spirit became myths about vampires and demonic possession. When the Iranians possess a body, they absorb the human mind, which is gone forever. Its former IQ becomes the maximum IQ the Iridian can use while in that body. The voice becomes a flat monotone, and the person's body language changes. The victim may start using a different hand, forget nicknames, or dress differently. And here's a little picture. See? There you go, Iridian. Well, let's see what the mechanics. Well, they're a 502 point critter, 3rd edition. The IQ plus 10, limited to host body's IQ, or 3 with no host, negative 40%. And they got 105 in parentheses. Body hopping, advantages, permanently displaces host mind, plus 70%, retains skills and memories, plus 30%, touch only, negative 20%, doesn't breathe, doesn't eat or drink, doesn't sleep, flight, immunity to disease, immunity to poison, insubstantiality, always on, negative 50%, can affect substantial world, plus 100%. Psychic vampirism, 12, touch only. 360-degree vision, and unaging. Disadvantages, callous. The draining affects host's health, only plus 20%. Happens every other day rather than every day, plus 20%. So, it's given all these points to for and against, the cost of making one of these. Disturbing voice, flat monotone. Secret, alien parasite invader. Unliving, only against damage taken from the draining. Skills, drain IQ. Okay, yep. Let me get off. I'll let you have the phone here. Just 1 second. Steal energy. The Dranian must win quick contest between its will and the victim's will. The possession continues until the Iridian abandons the host or the host reaches 0 health. In either case, it spontaneously combusts shortly after. Body of the... Well, that's cool. So we get into the contest stealing. There's, some psychic abilities, like the psychic vampirism. As the body's health of the victim of the possession, they start getting sores, bruises, burn marks, blisters become visible. These get worse until the host dies. The damage to the host body is too great, or if humans suspect Iridian's possession and plan to kill the body, the alien will transfer to another host via the body hopping power. Any host body left behind will burn as described above. I mean, they burst into flames, guys. The contest of will in GURPS rules is a quick contest to steal energy versus the victim's will. If the victim loses this contest, he loses 1d points of fatigue. And the Iridian recovers only 1 hit point lost in the draining for every 3 fatigue points drained. So I guess he can drain off other people. So an alien that is still in a body at the time of death returns to its natural state, an opalescent fog seemingly illuminated from within. The alien's IQ, when bodiless, drops dramatically to only 3. Like, how were these guys surviving before? And building stuff? I mean, a lot of questions here. And it roams around looking for a host. It may take generations for an Iridian to move up from animal to animal until it has a host with enough IQ to enable it to possess a human. The homeworld, the comet of the aliens that we're discussing here, is the new homeworld of this alien race. Like most comets, it's composed of icy methane nucleus surrounded by hydrogen halo. Near a star, it generates a long plasma tail that points away from the star. The plasma tail contains an unusually high concentration of greenhouse gases. The Iridian city is full of automated underground installation built around a fusion reactor. The supercomputer that monitors the sleeping aliens and that awakened the scouts in 10,000 BC also controls an army of servant robots to carry out maintenance tasks. People who go there, perhaps to sabotage the city before they can colonize Earth, see a collection of silvery domes on the surface with entrances leading down to the complex. The computer sensors array is a tall central spire surrounded by a globe. It will alert the computer to the intruder's arrival. Iridian spacecraft are nothing more than one-man capsules fired from deep launching tube coming from the hibernation chambers. Very like Quartermaster, I would think. Guys, go watch Quartermaster. The reactor will facilitate engineers. The fabulous hibernation cells will intrigue biologists, like bees working in a hive. Iridescent mist churn and flow within the hexagonal chambers laid out side by side in vast halls. These are slumbering Iridians awaiting to release. Servant robots will attack intruders with stunners. If the humans are knocked out, they will be used as hosts for some of the sleeping Iridians who will try to prevent the Earthlings from disrupting the invasion and will return to Earth in the team ship. Technology level for GURPS is roughly TL9. They will be, if the invasion is, only when their invasion is complete will they begin constructing stunners, blaster, fusion plants, and robots, on Earth. The aliens will need these to build amplifiers, which house their misty forms. Once in an amplifier, they can communicate with a computer and control the robots, effectively giving them powerful hands and eyes. The possession of humans is a survival skill that limits the Iridian IQ to that of our own feeble minds. In an amplifier, the Iridian IQ soars to its natural level, much higher than human IQ. Several caretaker Iridians in heavily shielded amplifiers could be available for communication in the comet. Iridian spacecrafts are glowing ovids, roughly 10 feet tall and 4 feet wide at their thickest point. The craft are unarmed and are equipped with slow warp drives that enable them to make incredible maneuvers and high-speed turns. Once an Iridian has located a host, probably out in the backwoods, where there will be no witnesses, it can hover above the target and transfer. If Iridians is transferred from a ship, it's treated as having an IQ of 14 or possess for the purpose of possession. The victim does not get the +3 to his will roll to resist possession. The vessel destroys itself in a bright flash of light. Tactic. Let's see what it says. Initially, a sentient computer will send out scouts to Earth defenses. In progress since the last visit, in the bodies of human victims, Iridians will carry out spying operations and then construct a TL9 long-range communicator, which they will relay information back to the comet. Such examinations may pave the way for invasion. So, they're going to examine victims, they're going to do unpleasant things. Invasion force or taking over important individuals who will hinder an attack on them or, muck up any human's plan, mess with the X-Files team, right? General physicists, biochemists, and politicians are all dangerous to an alien army. The Loi mutants may already know about the impending attack and try to warn authorities, so you can have alien versus alien. So these guys seem to be kind of gaseous. So, think about what their home planet must have been like. If they haven't evolved in 20 million years, And they're just been in this hibernation state with some of them being brought out. And they basically seem to last forever, um, unless you can figure out some way to kill them. They are quite dangerous, and it makes you wonder about their homeworld, because they're going to have to do all this stuff to Earth for it to support their life form, and they need bodies. They need people to breed and stuff. It's something to think about. Like, how were they? Did they all get on that comet? Or did they have colonies elsewhere? Like, did some of their ships, did some of them go somewhere else? Something to think about. They have colonies in other systems that they abandoned. Now, I measure Quatermass. I mentioned that because in Quatermass, they have these little meteorites that fall from the sky, and then when the human host gets near them, they crack open, and out comes this thing that momentarily people can see. It jumps on the person. It causes a blemish, a burn, some kind of wound, and then they take over the minds of their victims. So in that respect, these guys remind me of them, but their transport vehicles much smaller, and they're going about. They're not like hovering over somebody and beaming down and taking them over that way and doing that kind of thing. So, something to think about. Now, they have robots, they have all this mechanical stuff, and once they're in their right kind of field, they can manipulate things better. So it sounds like they need certain conditions to operate fully and intelligently. So I want you to think about these guys, because these guys they're a good body snatcher alien. And there was another movie that was more modern with parasites that came down in little things too. It's just a big giant glowy egg, but it really doesn't matter what they come down in, right? And then they took over humans, but not all of them. The majority of them took over the humans, even babies and whatnot, and they lived the life of the creature that they took over, and this was how this alien species was all over the planet. I mean, the universe. And the majority of them, no ethical problems, supplanting the will of their victims. But then you had some that wanted to share. They didn't want to be like that, and so there was a division in the aliens. But these guys, it looks like they pretty much kill you when they take you over. So they don't get the option to be benevolent in that aspect. But it's interesting that they can't inhabit a robot, for instance. So that's all something to think about. Like, how did they create a spacefaring society? And there surely had to be more than what was on their homeworld, out and about. So 20 million year old species, even if you doing a setting set 10,000 years from present day Earth, let's say, or 20,000 years, you're still talking 20 million years ago ish. So that means that there would be archaeological evidence of them out there. That means they could still be out there, maybe in a different evolved form, or maybe not. Maybe there could be chambers of these guys somewhere in hibernation as well, waiting for their homeworld civilization to have found someplace better, and then wake them up. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, it doesn't have to be Earth that they invade. They could be on a comet in another solar system, messing with whatever your dominant life form is in your space game. It doesn't have to be human. Now, does it? So you can like retweak them, or your space humans could be dealing with these guys. So putting them out there. Thank you, GURPS, for another sci-fi horror moment, and happy Monster Monday. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy for me, so I don't know what I will and won't get done. I'm probably gonna have a very short lunch, and then work. So we're wrapping up stuff on this contract and beginning stuff on the next contract because I'm contracted. It's not working for the government's interesting. The way things are done here, it's interesting. I'm a full-time employee. Don't get me wrong, but I actually have contracted work I have to do. So, and then I'm getting the new stuff geared up. In fact, I was getting paperwork together, and just today's so busy. It was lunchtime by the time I got everything ready to do what I wanted to do. And I don't know. I'm going to try to get some stuff done here. But before I start my next bit of my regular scheduled work. But everybody have a great day. Be safe. We've already had accidents today, and we didn't cause them. When you're sideswiping what we drive, yeah, we're all the way over. Yeah, you're the one hitting, not the other way around. So, yeah, be careful. Don't push the envelope too much. You know, like, oh, I can get by that. It's not worth the accident. It's not worth the hit and run. Reminder, lots of people have cameras now. Some of them, all we got to do is push a button and they take pictures of your license plates. Lots of people have cameras now. Push a button, got your license plate. So I'm fine. Didn't happen to me, but I'm just saying, you really don't want the police showing up at your home asking you why you hit and run, what you hit and run. It's not good. Look out for all the construction people. They're out and about now too. Don't run nobody over. Be patient with the construction crews. I know, but try. They're just doing their jobs. You know, and cut each other slack. It's getting hot again. So it's just, if you're having a bad day in jail is even worse. You see what I'm saying? So, mitigate your risks. Sometimes that means biting the tongue and taking a deep breath and counting to 10. You'll be better off for it because everybody looks terrible in jail orange. Everybody. It's not a good look. Everybody have a great day. Keep rolling your dice. Keep rocking your role playing. And have fun. You know, I've got quite a few aliens in this book we're going to go over. And, you know, I'm trying to hit their main descriptions, so then you can take those ideas and go, okay, here's what I want to do. All right. And make it yours for your game system, whatever system you're using, including GURPS 4. Have fun with this stuff. And everybody have a good one. Peace. Bye.